Hello everyone and welcome to the secondary stream of the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei, where Nathanias and I will be bringing you guys all the action that the mainstream is not bringing you. And we are going to kick the evening off, as of course it is getting kinda late already over here in Southern California, with a PvP. Nate is like, let's do a TVZ. I said no, the world wants to see a PvP, Nate.
To be fair, when we saw what the PvP was, when Kev made his argument to me, when I saw the name of the player, or one of the players, actually the other one is pretty cheesy too, so I like both of them. I couldn't say no. This first match would be pretty awesome.
Yep, it's actually kind of cool because I was watching Remax earlier today and they were talking about this specific player that has qualified for WCS Premier League Season 1 as well. And we are of course talking about Haas. Now Haas, he got his shot at glory, or got his name of fame, or you know, his moment in the spotlight, so to speak, when he decided to drop 6 pylons and 3 cannons against Jaedong on, what was that ice mob called? Polar Night. Polar Night, yes. Like, we had never seen anything like that before, and I do watch a lot of Cannon Rush streams. Shout out to Wiedemins, I watch him all the time.
He cheesed out Jaedong and Bomber, and then I think even
almost Bomber.
Almost Bomber, and then in the Taiwanese League, I believe he also cheesed MMA out of like one of the TESLs with like some sick Cannon Rush contain on King Sejong. He's a madman.
He is indeed a madman. He's going up against a player that has been very successful in the past, but we haven't heard that much from him lately. Didn't really have the success that he's looking for. We are of course talking about a Liquid HerO. Came close to making it to BlizzCon, but he didn't succeed in doing so. Let's just take a look at our first open bracket, because of course this is an Intel Extreme Masters. There are 4 groups eventually in the main event, and all 4 groups have 3 players in them right now. That might sound complicated, but it's not. 2 players out of these 8 will qualify for the main event, and then of course we have 1 more bracket, of which 2 players will qualify as well. Nate, looking at this, which are the 2 players that you like that stand out?
It's almost kind of upsetting, because I would say I like True and Sulky the most out of the 2 players that are here, or at least like when I look at like the 2 strongest players. But obviously having to play each other makes it a little bit complicated. I'd still go for one of them to go all the way up, and then the other one to come through the lower bracket. Everybody else here, I would put a little bit under both of them.
So you're loving them Zergs?
I'm liking them Zergs. Like, as much as I like HerO, he hasn't blown me away recently, and Jakchi's, he's good, but he's often middle of the road. Like, if he's on fire here, then maybe, but I still think like beating True or Sulky is still... Maybe Sulky's not as, since he hasn't been playing in the Kespa environment.
What was that
he's fallen off a bit.
That was a Dreamhack Winter, right? Where Jakchi suddenly performed a lot better than everyone thought he was going to do. The last Dreamhack, the big finale.
Well, and then he had to play. Then he had to play TVT.
Yeah, but he still went very far. I think he went so much further than the majority of the people thought he would go, including myself. So we'll see how well he does here. I do like the Zergs as well, but I don't know. I'm still not a true bandwagoner. Do you blame me for that, or can you feel it?
Well, I mean, he didn't really have crazy results after Pro League season ended, but he was one of the more cool ones. And I mostly say that because I really liked True's ZVZ, which I felt he did much better in than his other matchups. And I guess it's kind of weird to say that because he ended up playing mostly ZVZ, so we didn't get to see him play the other ones too much. But in a tournament with as many Zergs as this, I like his chances. They're doing that game on the mainstream as well, so you know we're gonna get a chance to see most of these players at some point or another.
Yep, we will be doing 5 best of 3s on this stream today, and I think we'll just play out the entire open bracket 1, and then tomorrow I think we'll play out the entire open bracket 2. Of course, that's a very exciting one as well, as our very own Snoot will be participating in that one. Snoot is really chasing down those IEMs lately, you know, getting a quarterfinal here. He's collecting WCS points very early. He's like, last year I missed it by an inch, this year I ain't missing anything.
I mean, considering how WCS Premier works, at least outside of Korea this year, I think for the foreigners is a much more realistic shot if you can manage to get some points outside of WCS, because I think most people are expecting him to make it rather far in the WCS seasons. I'm expecting him to win it. I'm
saying it here right now. Snoot's going to win WCS Season 1.
That'd be pretty gnarly.
What do you think about that, Nate?
I think, I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
I think the strongest Korean players at least in competing in WCS are beatable for Snoot.
No chance against Snoot.
No chance.
Hydra does not want to play Snoot.
I don't know, Kev.
I don't believe that Hydra wants to play Snoot. I lost Snoot anyways. I am slightly kidding, but I do believe that Snoot is one of those top contenders. And I can't wait to see him in action this weekend at a very, very stacked IEM. One of the most stacked IEMs we've seen in a long time. They were talking about it today as well. There are just not many foreigners who want to travel all the way to Korea if you have to play in the open bracket. So what happens? Well, a bunch of Koreans show up. This is going to be an amazing tournament. 2 players are going to make it out of this first bracket. We are loaded into our very first series of the day. It's going to be a PvP. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Hopefully you guys are excited for this one as well. As Nate, I've played so much PvP lately, and I feel like I'm becoming a god in this matchup, Tasteless. Just kidding, guys. I'm not that good, but I do really love it.
I thought the kidding part was going to be about me being tasteless, but...
Yeah, that was it, actually. But I can't show my ego on stream like that, Nate.
It's all good.
You're not supposed to call me out like that.
Well, as you guys can see, we're kicking things off on Overgrowth, our first player in the northeast position representing Yoey Flash Wolves. He is Haas.
Du hast.
You
Du
think he
hast
does?
mich
I
gefragt.
wouldn't be surprised, like at PvP builds, if he went full Maximus Black 10 supply gateway. Something crazy. Well, he's getting an 11th probe. So
3 gate into an Oracle follow-up with DTs or something, like just the things that absolutely make no sense. Over here in the left bottom side of the map, we have the one and only Liquid HerO. I love Liquid HerO, Nate. It's been rough for him, man. Like, I really did not want to accept for the longest amount of time that HerO had fallen off. I just refused to accept that, and I always knew that, like, every tournament I would go to, HerO would be there, and eventually he would have a magical run again. But by now it's just been a little too long, man. Like, it's been almost forever. He of course had that IEM run in Cologne, but that's a full year ago. That was in January as well, I believe. Maybe it was a February tournament, but I think it was January. Now it's January 2015. Let's see if Liquid HerO can rise to the top once again. He made it to, no, I won't say he made it to the finals, but he won that IEM. That is the last tournament that Liquid HerO won. Of course, he won a WCS championship as well, but that was season 1 of 2013. So we're almost talking about ancient history over here, Nate.
And then he did make it to the finals of Dreamhack Summer last year, where he had the pleasure of getting Tyrannosaurus Shrek'd by his teammate Tasia, in what was
not the first time in his career.
No. He has a pretty bad record against Tasia at DreamHacks, to say the least.
He did beat him once in the final.
The first, I think he took him out in like one of the first times they met, and then Tasia has won every time after.
Yeah, I casted that one. And then HerO won once in an online tournament, the Wearer Invitational, I believe, that I casted with you on. That's a very long time ago.
You know, I just noticed there's actually, I don't think there's a possibility for a Team Liquid team kill in this bracket, right?
Nate?
Since it's just HerO.
I'm missing something, Nate.
What's wrong, Kevin?
Am I blind? Where is that pylon, Nate?
Where's his next pylon? Ooh. He's hidden it.
Toasters, my son. You are such a large pylon.
Yeah, but this pylon is not.
It is large.
Oh, well, I mean, relative to other pylons, I think.
Oh,
wow.
He doesn't scout it. Wow.
So he must be thinking to himself, I'm getting cheesed.
I'm getting cheesed. And Haas is like, hey, wait a minute. I am the master of cheese. Who the hell do you think you are, HerO? Who the hell do you... This is actually really cheeky. Cheeky, Calaris. I think it's very cheeky, Nate.
Yeah, well, especially considering that he's going into a century after this, it gives me the idea that he wants to try to get an expand. There's the Twilight Council.
Yeah. Alright, we can talk a little bit about PvP, all jokes aside, of course, as much as we love our fellow co-casters around the world. The reason why this is good by HerO is, of course, every Protoss knows if you scout the main, you only see one pylon, you'll be like, alright, this guy's cheesing me. So Haas right now is a little bit freaked out, checks everywhere, but this was just the pylon that was being dropped by the probe that HerO sent out. That was out there, you know, to check for proxies himself. HerO doesn't really lose a whole lot of minerals doing that, and you figure out your opponent. I like it. It's the small things, Nate, in PvP that make me happy, and this definitely does make me happy. He's going to scout right now. The follow-up is going to be interesting. It's 1 gate Twilight over here by HerO. I think 1 gate Twilight is extremely solid. HerO seems to have ambitions to expand, actually, before he's going to drop that Nexus. I am personally not the biggest fan of that build, because I think it's a little bit risky. It can die against certain things. You also have a lot of... you lack information, in my opinion, in PvP. Like, yes, he's gonna have one hallucination as he forces this Mothership Core to recall at home. I don't know, I don't like it that much. I think it's a little too risky. I would rather see a 2-gate Twilight expand. Or, oh wow, did you see that?
He took one of his own purpose. Oh, because he was supply blocked.
Yeah.
Wow, I do that all the time.
Me too. He was 32 out of 31.
Does that mean I'm a pro gamer? when I get somebody, just kill my own SCVs, I can build stuff. It's great.
The follow-up is quite interesting for Haas. Haas is going with a Stargate and then a Robo as well. Now also an extra gate, so he is still really confused about HerO's build. He's like, man, what's going on? I think he's worried about the Dark Shrine even, because he saw the Twilight. In the end, it's just going to be a relatively quick expand. HerO follows it up with 2 gateways. It is a solid opening by HerO, just a little greedy, but you know, he's going to get the scout off with the hallucinated Phoenix. He'll be fine in the end. It's cool, Nate. Man, I can't believe that Haas still hasn't seen that pylon. Can you believe that?
Whoa!
Lol.
Well.
Lol.
That's gonna be awkward, especially if he starts it and doesn't realize that he's been spotted. Oh!
Oh.
Denied.
Yeah.
That's actually. I think that was actually to his benefit.
Yeah, I think so too. No, he still builds it in his main. Why, HerO?
What?
This is something that the Korean producers do so often, and I just don't get it, Nate. I don't get it.
That actually doesn't make any sense. So the Oracle's gonna fly in towards the main base. There's nothing here. Post overcharge activated.
Good blink. Really good blink. Easy
Ooh.
go.
Nope.
No bueno.
Wait, he's warping his stalker on the right pylon. He still has that pylon. Okay, he warps in 3 there. I think he's looking to catch it.
And Haas still has not seen that pylon. He's going to
Probe.
catch it, actually.
Probe, please.
The Oracle is kind of stuck. Is there high ground vision over here? No, he doesn't see it.
Wow. That's
Oh my god, can you believe the action around this pylon that still has not been spotted? I cannot. Photon overcharge would probably not be ready. But it would have been enough to kill this Oracle. Stalk's out of position now. Sentry is not going to kill this Oracle. Man, this has been a very successful Oracle for us. And it's still alive. Staying alive, Nate.
Yeah, he's going to throw up a pylon.
And he still hasn't scouted that pylon.
That pylon has...
This is the Mission Impossible pylon right here.
This is such a large pylon.
Yes, and it's not being spotted. Maybe it's not as large as we think he is. Maybe it's just perspective. Actually, this is the smallest pylon in all of the lands.
Them angles, Kev. He's pumping out an Immortal, back home, getting ready to set up his Nexus.
Yeah, we should take a look, of course, what's going on the other side of the map, as Haas has the robotic facility very early. I like Haas's build better than I like the build of HerO. I'm not going to lie, Nate. I just think it was more solid, even when he put himself a little bit behind by how safe he played this. I love the PvP players that play it safe, you know, they don't let anything up to risk. There was no 100% hard counter to this build of Haas. There's no build out there that would kill Haas's opening. Like, he could just react to whatever is happening in the game, and in the end he was still able to expand and just take it from there. So, really solid play from Haas. I want to give a shout out to My Insanity Kane, who was talking about how solid Haas was earlier today on Remax. I kind of had my doubts if these Phoenixes will intercept this Oracle. But, so far he's playing very solid. I do like...
my first thought was seeing Haas in a bracket as well. We're going to see the PvP cannon rush, proxy gates, you know.
Oh, this is going to be really interesting, Nate. Like, these Phoenixes are really good in controlling the pace of the game and actually picking up probes here and there. But it's going to be Photon Overcharge, Photon Overcharge. He's going to attack, and he has 3 Immortals. I don't know how HerO is supposed to fight against these Immortals.
HerO's Phoenix go by the natural of Haas, and he realizes he hasn't even been building probes.
Alright, you have 1 Photon, and the second Photon Overcharge he doesn't have energy for. But yes, HerO realizes it now, Nate, but he only has Stalkers. There are about to be 3 Immortals at his front door. I think if Haas micros this perfectly, he has a good shot at making this happen. He gets a couple of Stalkers immediately too. No, actually just 1. Okay, well, it has to happen right here and right now for Haas. That's for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't have the economy behind this, but having no probes on his natural, he is actually pretty close to basically being on 1 base economy. The nice part is he can move his probes over if this fight were to last 5 years.
I mean, Army Supply, it's close. Photon Overcharge is good. Does he have energy for another one? Yes, he does. I guess that's the only unfortunate part about losing that 1 Oracle. He's going to go for it. He's going to drop some force fields. He's going to be like, HerO, if you want to fight me, you're going to have to blink forward, have to blink into my Immortals. Here come those Phoenixes, lift up the Immortals indeed. He's focusing the wrong Phoenix, Nate.
Oh, that's definitely a nice play to be able to make the Stalkers blinking forward, picking off all but 1, and the Phoenix had an absolutely fantastic impact on this fight for HerO.
Yep, really well done. Of course, Haas doesn't have Blink, HerO does have Blink. The longer this battle goes on, the better it will be for Liquid HerO, as Blink Stalkers are so much better than non-Blink Stalkers. A little bit, I mean, it's easy to talk, of course, afterwards, as soon as the battle. I want to say it's a little bit disappointing that Haas decided to go for this pseudo all-in, because that's what it is. I don't think he had to do that. He was playing very solid up to that point. But when I looked at the attack, I was like, man, this actually looks relatively promising. Just maybe gave HerO a tiny bit too much time, and of course HerO with good snipes on those Immortals, good lifts on the Immortals.
Yeah, and the improper focus firing of the Phoenix that was lifting the Immortal.
Yep, that definitely did hurt. But I feel like you shouldn't respect the first photon overcharge. If you want to go, just go immediately, especially when there's a second photon overcharge available
you're
as
not
well.
going to wait it out. At some
Exactly.
point or another, you have to attack into the Nexus cannon.
So then the first moment is often just the best one to go. Haas is trying to make some magic happen, but this game is pretty much over, guys, as there are 3 Immortals now on the side of HerO. I have no idea how he got 3 Immortals out that quickly. Phoenix is going to sweep in from behind as well. He's going to lift up a couple of units, and HerO is going to demolish the army of Haas, and Haas knows it, and GG is called.
Nice, nice game 1 victory for HerO to kick things off. Haas showing, I wanted to say it's like, because he's talking about solid play, but it was definitely a bit cheeky of a strategy for him to take the expansion and not actually build probes there. You're hoping that HerO scouts it and maybe plays a little bit greedy because he says, oh, we're both on 2 bases, and then Haas just dumps all those resources into a gateway push.
Yeah, I do understand the thought behind Haas, and it's a build I've faced multiple times as well, and it definitely caught me off guard once or twice. You know, you play solid as HerO as well, like you open up with playing Stalkers, and then you see like, alright, I'm playing as a Stargate. Well, what do you do against Stargate? You just make a lot of probes, because Stargate units in general are very good in killing your probes. Whether you talk about Oracles or Phoenixes, they will slow down your economy. So some pros players go absolutely overboard in building probes, and then actually don't have an answer to that first push that comes a little quicker. I wonder if Haas was planning on making that push all along, or if he made that push after he lost the Oracle to the Phoenixes, and that it was like, alright, you know, he made 4 Phoenixes. Phoenixes are not bad in straight up fights, but they're not amazing. I'm just going to attack. But I have the feeling he wanted to do it already, because otherwise he would have had more workers, right?
Because I think he could have also pre-built workers off of his main base while he was building the natural, because only having 3 just gives me the impression that he really didn't have a lot of chrono boost spent on the probes past that 1 base setup.
No, I think you're right. And you know, it's just it's a risky move by Haas, and unfortunately for him, it didn't pay off. Of course, we got to give credit where credit is due. Solid lifts by HerO there, good army positioning, and I think the most important though is that he didn't overuse photon overcharge in an earlier phase in the game, which allowed him to actually have 2 photon overcharges available.
That's I mean, it's really nice because if those Phoenix are out of position and the Oracle swoops in, and then he photon overcharges to defend against it, but then he doesn't have the extra one after for the push. That's
then we're talking about a different game, because then you still have those 3 Immortals against max 1 Immortal, and maybe, you know, a few more Stalkers on Haas's side, because this time he is able to wait it out, because he only has to worry about 1 photon overcharge, and then he can actually snipe those Phoenixes, and then the Immortals can participate in the battle. Anyways, that was way too much PvP knowledge for just a single game on Overgrowth. Let's just go ahead and hop into game number 2 on Catalina, and we will see what Haas and HerO bring to the table.
That's right. We are playing Catalina, our first player in the southeast position. The blue Protoss from Team Liquid currently up 1-0. He is HerO.
How's your love for PvP these days, Nate?
You know, I actually spent pretty reasonable amount of time playing some Protoss on ladder, but I could barely get PvP. I don't know. I still do the 2 gateway, like 5 stalker opening into like 3 gate all in because I'm bad.
It's not a bad build.
No, it's not. It's not a bad build, Roddy. Except when I asked Todd.
Well, you know, you could literally do the build that Todd did in his previous game, and he was still saying, "This build is really bad." But you won. You just did it. Well, I will always.
I never claimed to be good at the game.
I will always do it a lot better than you are able to do it. Or it was a sorry excuse for my build. Well, sorry, Johan.
It's like, wow.
Anyways, over here on the top side of Catalina, we have the man representing the Yowie Flash Wolves. It is Oz. Feels good to be back in this little studio, Nate.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, nice little that was...
Man, sometimes I swap shirts, sometimes I touch Nate during the cast.
I'm blushing.
Yeah. Man, imagine this would have been one of those moments where we're hugging it out, and then the camera just cut to us. Anyway.
Cheekiness by Haas putting this next pylon in his natural. You might be thinking, well, what's cheeky about this? Well, if HerO probe scouts, or scouts at all, and he goes into Haas's base, he says, well, where's your pylon? Which is pretty much what HerO did in the last game.
Yeah, then he's like, copycat, get your own moves. HerO this time has dropped both pylons in his main, so he's not going to freak Haas out anymore. Oops, sorry for that. No flow movement over here.
So I wanted to ask Kev, because I feel like people, you know, we talk about these cute little moves, since not really much happens until the cybernetics core finishes. If you do this with the pylon, and your opponent like cheeses you, you're like totally screwed, right?
What kind of cheese? You talking about double gateway
Well, yeah,
or Salad
if
Stalker?
on Overgrowth, it would have been a much bigger thing to deal with because he can just kill your one pylon powering your gate, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like the probe that built that pylon for HerO was the probe that was scouting for proxies.
Oh yeah, that's.
And I don't
okay.
think that he would still build it there.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. No, it was the. It's not like he just like send a probe all the way out to the third base and drop a pylon and send it back. It's like the probe was there for a reason. And then he's like, all right, well this probe is on an adventure. I'm just going to
Today I
warp in the
learned
pylon.
I need to stop randomly building pylons and then getting wrecked by cheese. So both players opening up with the second gateway, which I was just saying, you know.
Solid build, Nate.
I guess it is a solid build. These two players are doing it, except of course Haas is tucked away, but HerO's probe sees it. HerO's probe sees the gate.
Well, where's HerO's pylon? Why is HerO's supply block into oblivion? It's pretty bad. I think HerO thinks that he built a pylon.
Oh, he just yeah. He's
Okay,
chrono boosting warp gate. He's like,
oh my
now
god,
he's building the pylon.
Such a big supply block though. Okay, he's just gonna go 3 gate. This can't. No, there's no way that this was his intention.
That was a pretty brutal supply block.
Yeah. Now it's 3 gate Stargate. Interesting. It's going to get scouted as well by this mother screw. That was a Raleigh supply block right there. If Litud was watching while he is in Taiwan, he would be like, ew, this looks a lot like Rotterdam. Every time I watch his stream,
well, he hasn't lost his mothership core yet.
No, but this was actually bad for HerO. Oh man, this is so cool. I don't think that HerO knows that Haas knows. PvP is so beautiful, Nate.
Wait, what did Haas see? Oh, the Stargate?
Yeah.
Ah,
and
nice.
I don't think he went close enough with the mothership for HerO to actually see that Haas's mothership was there. So now oh my god, and Haas is gonna go for a Dark Shrine. Where is his Dark Shrine? It's in the back of his base. I wonder if he wanted to do that all along. He has a pylon as well over here on the left bottom side of the map.
Well, the question is he gonna get to the Dark Shrine? First Oracle is on the way.
Yeah, of course he's gonna get to the Dark Shrine, Nate. Why wouldn't he get to the Dark Shrine?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
I just.
Oh, this is the dirty build. Huck
I
has
thought
been
he was
doing.
gonna push.
Yeah, like he's gonna go like 3 gate. Does he have 3? No, he only has 2 gate. Oh, that's really weird. I thought he had 1 more gate. Oh, he has a gate in natural. Man, this game is actually just going a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's actually a bit crazy. Like I guess he burns the force fields from the sentries pushing this ramp, or
it's more that
the
it's
DTs
just
run in, or
it's more that you're just worried about Blink. And I mean, Blink is on the way, but you just don't expect. I don't really like that he showed the pylon that quickly. In my opinion, this pylon screams Dark Templars. It's kind of like, if you do it, then you should just go all the way. There was a Zealot in the main base. Photon Overcharge being activated now because the Oracle flies in. And the Oracle should have seen the Dark Shrine. So what is he going to do? Is he going to send it home? He should send it home.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, like he definitely knows the way that he's positioning. I think Haas made it a little bit too easy there for HerO. I think if you just keep some units at home, like if you position a few of your Stalkers here, you activate Photon Overcharge when the Oracle comes, then you have a much better shot of making some magic work with your Dark Shrine. He actually cancelled his Dark Shrine.
He canceled the Dark Shrine at the last minute, and HerO starts his own Dark Shrine.
Oh my god, PvP in all its glory.
PvP madness. It's tough to know. It's tough to know what the other guy's up to.
I still like Haas' positioning a lot, especially because HerO is still worried about these DTs. He doesn't have anything that's actually good against Blink Stalkers. Did not start a Void Ray. The robotics facility is very late. Actually uses the energy right now of the Sentry, Nate. That's actually a pretty big deal. You normally would say, like, it's not a big deal against Blink Stalkers.
Well, now he has no force fields.
Yeah, but now he has no force field, and Haas actually didn't have high ground vision with his army. So using that energy is actually really going to hurt HerO. Haas's Blink is about to get ready in 15 seconds. HerO has to know as well that Blink is almost ready.
Yeah, do a really good job focusing on this Nexus, but Blink almost done. And I feel like once you have Blink, it's just Stalker versus Stalker, you should have the micro advantage.
Yeah, you should have a massive micro advantage, especially if he wipes into 2 more Stalkers. He actually mishandled it a little bit at the start. There was no need for Haas to almost lose 2 Stalkers. He lost 1 and almost lost number 2 and 3 as well, but in the end,
and he can push this ramp because there's no force fields.
Okay, Photon Overcharge is going to get activated immediately. He's still going to snipe the mothership core. It's a solid snipe, nothing wrong with that.
No, it's a good snipe.
Oh, it's a good snipe, mate. Alright, so Photon Overcharge
and
is
HerO's warping in DTs now too, as this Oracle runs in. And Haas is building, actually, okay, Haas is building an Observer first. HerO's the one getting an Immortal. So he should be okay against this.
Haas does...
Did his Stalker see the Dark Shrine when he ran in, or no?
Oh man,
that's unfortunate.
It's very good by Haas that he was even thinking about that though. I have to admit, if I was Haas in this situation, the way that this game is played out, DTs would have been the last thing on my mind. Man, DT play really seems to be the flavor of the month in Korea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Every matchup.
It's It's been interesting to see. A lot of these aggressive strategies. Well, I guess for PvP, it was kind of always standard.
It's funny. The stocks would be in range.
That high ground vision, though.
But there is a sentry in the mix now. I mean, Haas should just expand. There's really no need for Haas to not expand. Like every second, this expand is being delayed now. It's just a silly second.
Oh, the observer's here.
Oh man, he gets 2.
What if the observer sees that there's no sentry for HerO? Think he's gonna try something cheeky?
No, you cannot run up this ramp against 5 Zealots and 2 Immortals, Nate.
I think I would run up the ramp, Kevin.
Nate, you're a crazy man.
I think I would.
If the Stalkers have Stim, you might be able to do that, Nate. But without Stim, you don't want to take this fight. You just want to contain him and expand yourself. I would say drop a Robobait, drop a Forge.
HerO just got a Warp Prism, by the way, as well.
Yeah,
so
because
he can use that to break out.
Yeah, he saw the sentry being wiped in as well, and he realized that, like, alright, this is going to be a disaster for me. There is an observer on top of the army, though. HerO is going to get his own observer. And
Rip.
Rip the pepperonis.
Haas's observer gets killed. Robotics Bay is on the way for Haas.
Oh,
as you mentioned, that Nexus is finally coming in, but
If
he's
he
ready to
cancels
harass.
it, that's all they need. No, don't kill the Pylon. I would have.
Oh man, he really hates Pylons.
Would I do that? 6 Zealots right now against.
It unpowers a gate, so he's got that going for him, which is nice. But the Stalker's just gonna blink under, kill the Warp Prism.
Really good snipe there by Haas. I like it a lot. I think he's gonna be able to save this Nexus as well, Nate. Like, it's gonna get close. You have to shoot down Zealots one by one, though. He's focusing 3 Zealots now, so that means a couple of extra swipes. HerO starts microing. This is actually going to get closer than I thought. Now I still think the Nexus will live, but it's going to get close. Forward blink. Oh, is it gonna live though?
It's very low. Jets out with just 45 hit points. Well, that was
good.
That was too close for comfort.
Yeah, but that's because in the start he wasn't actually killing Zealots one by one. He was shooting at multiple Zealots.
Yeah, he was letting him just spread the shots out.
Anyways,
I think HerO could come over and with blink. He should be able to just like one tap this Nexus and get out. No. Go for the most
he's gonna try. He's gonna blink into the main base with 4 Stalkers, the good old 4 Stalker hit squad. Try to get a bunch of probes. Haas is going to spot those Stalkers outside. Oh, Haas knows right now. Haas knows.
Oh, Haas actually blinks out of his base to jump on those Stalkers, getting one. The 4 Stalker hit squad, as you mentioned, is in position. Oh, it's gonna be the Nexus hit squad. It's gonna be the Nexus hit squad. No,
I thought he could have as well. I really thought he could have.
Alive. That would have been so badass.
Yeah, and I think it would have been a much better play, in all honesty, Nate. He's gonna end up losing 3 out of 4 Stalkers anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he should have gone for it, man. I think he would have totally got it. There was only 1 Immortal, 2 Zealots. You blink over here.
I would have wanted to see that. The secret agent mission. That's like that. Do Oracles do enough damage to kill that? If only.
Oracles are not going to get it. Oracles.
Well, if that army's out of position, I actually think it could.
Man, this PvP is just madness. These armies are just running across the map left and right. Yeah, sure.
Well, now it's generated too much energy. But
that's not a very effective Oracle.
Well, I actually think it would have been more effective hitting the Nexus.
Haas is doing a really good job in making sure that he keeps his tracks covered in PvP. It's very easy to take a crazy amount of damage from either an Oracle or Dark Templars whenever you're not ready, and this is what happens to me all the time. But I must say, Haas always has enough units at home to deal with an Oracle, to deal with the DTs, and he's going to try to counterattack now. I like his army. He's up in army supply as well. Of course, you have to be careful with these Blink Stalkers. It's all about how he actually decides to engage this army of HerO. So far, I don't like the engagement. I think if he could have done that better, but it should maybe still be enough. Yeah,
a lot of these Stalkers are all choked up. Most of them can't fire at once, and these 3 Immortals spread out really well, doing a fantastic job of pushing the army back for HerO. And I feel like with a hold like that, keep in mind,
that was very silly.
Haas, once again, doesn't really have any workers at his natural. He's fully committed to this attack, and HerO has his base saturated. If HerO doesn't die, it's like in this fight, he's pretty much got this game in the bag.
Yeah, his army is so much stronger as well. Wow, that was actually, like, I really thought that Haas was going to be able to make it happen with his army. I know he had a lot of Stalkers. The Stalkers are not fantastic, but he had 1 Colossus in the mix. If he gets 3 Zealots himself, just kills the Zealots of HerOs, then you can just blink forward. Just kill the Zealots, and then you just blink forward. But he didn't want to do it, and now Haas is going to end up losing a bunch of Stalkers. Oh my god, he's going to lose like almost everything.
One barely escapes. To tell the tale of all of his dead friends.
He's like, guys, it went really bad on the other side of the map. They were like, these guys.
Guys, we got an army, right? There's an army back here?
Yeah. Friends? Team? Alright, well, there is a small team. Oh, man, that was ugly for Haas. Like, I know he had a lot of Stalkers, so a lot of people probably said, like, it was predictable that the Stalkers were not going to cut it there. But I really felt all he had to do is take care of those few Zealots, and then you can just blink on top of the Immortals. The Immortals are going to die relatively quickly against so many Stalkers. And then I think HerO's own Colossus a little bit. Now HerO's is going to counterattack again, and this time I really don't think that, you know, it's possible. Now we see another Dark Shrine going down. I don't think it's, well, it's going to be very difficult. The Nexus is so low on HP as well. HerO can actually just click on the Nexus.
Yeah, you can just click on the Nexus. So it throws out the Time Warp, and the Zealots run up forward, taking out most of the damage. But yeah, there you go. He just clicks on the Nexus. With only shields, it dies very quickly. And the Colossus, he can blink under that. He does. Focus fires it down. Probe's being pulled to fight against this, and it's not going to be enough for Haas. HerO with a fantastic force and 3 Immortals to 1. Should not lose this battle, and with that, having his naturals secured, having this, obviously very large army advantage, he should be able to take this now.
Yes, unless Haas swaps in a few more units, then I think he might actually be able to hold for now. But he lost his entire army and lost the Nexus.
It's kind of impressive that he didn't die immediately.
Yeah.
GG's anyway.
GG's anyway. So that means that Liquid HerO is going to be the first player, at least from what we've seen, unless we're not up to date, to advance to the second round of the open bracket of day 1 of the Intel X3 Masters Taipei. Nate, if I would have to summon this game up, I'm sure I would make mistakes. So this started off with a massive supply block from HerO. It started off with a Dark Templar opening by... no, it started off with a good scout by Haas on the Stargate, so he wanted to go Dark Templars, then that got scouted, so he cancelled the Dark Shrine and just went for Blink Stalkers instead. Then he almost won the game. He tried to go for a Contain, but he broke his, or HerO broke the Contain with a Warp Prism, warped in a bunch of Zealots, which almost got the Nexus, but not completely.
So close.
Then HerO tried to get the Nexus with his own Blink Stalkers, and after a couple of Oracles, didn't even do that much damage, didn't get it. Then Haas went for a semi-all-in. That didn't have to be an all-in. He could have even been building probes during that.
He could have built probes during that attack.
Yep. And just kind of missed Mike. I really think if you let him make that attack again, he'll do a much better job. Once again, credit where credit is due. HerO had a beautiful concave. All of his Stalkers were very well spread out.
All of his Immortals and Stalkers are able to fire at once, whereas Haas only about half of them could.
And one thing that I didn't mention, but I did see, I'm sure there's someone in Twitch that is like, oh, I already knew, but didn't see it. But his Colossus was actually doing much. His Colossus was having a 1v1 battle with an Immortal that was on the high ground. And that's useless. That's complete waste.
The Immortal wins that every time.
Yes, the Immortal wins it. It's a complete waste of potential DPS. And, you know, the Colossus was so low on HP. So just a bad engagement there by Haas. And then HerO just counterattacked and pretty much won. Haas tried to go DTs again, but it didn't work. HerO also had DTs in this game. This game was a little bit mad, Nate.
That's kind of what I was hoping for out of these two, though.
But I must say, I'm a little bit, yeah, it was kind of what I was hoping for. Like you said, PvP in all its glory. Solid play by HerO. Haas did a couple of things really well in these PvPs. Like, he was always ready to deal with an Oracle. Like, he wasn't the type of Protoss that's like, oh, well, I just lost 12 probes against an Oracle.
Yeah,
like I do.
His builds, his setup seemed relatively safe against most early aggression or like one base play that you would see in PvP.
Yep. It was all safe. But then there was just like this one crazy decision. Like, all right, now I'm going to do this and I'm going all in.
Most of the big aggressive decisions for Haas came off of that 2-base setup where it was like, he gets the Nexus after he's safe and then doesn't use it, and then he in that game he just moved down his workers once his main started to mine out.
Yeah, I must say that does disappoint me a little bit, especially after I saw Kane giving him so much love earlier today, and he did say, like, you know, he's still a little bit cheesy, but I kind of wanted to see that next step in his play. Like, if Haas
play out the mid game.
Yeah, if he's in a good position, play it out. You know, like channel your inner zest or rain and just like play it from there, and you should be able to do fine. Because PvP is a matchup. Once you're riding a 6-7 probe advantage, you're gonna have a pretty good time the majority of the time. There's not that much that your opponent can do, other than the same things that obviously you can do, and they're all kind of predictable. 4 Stalker hit squad here, Warp Prism arrest there, maybe an Oracle. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but once again, that was a great hold by HerO in game 2, and even in game 1 was a pretty damn good hold.
Yeah, good times all around. That's the first series there. I don't think any of the other matches have resolved yet. That was PvP can be pretty quick and dirty. This was the only PvP in the bracket, so I think we'll have to wait a little bit before we get any updates on other series going on. Of course, there's still the mainstream, which, as far as I'm aware, is still working on True versus Soul Key.
Oh, we do have one update for you. Yeah, that one was 1-1. True vs Soul Key is currently 1-1, and Leenock has defeated Saxcree 2-0. So that is nice.
Leenock plays so weird. I don't know. Watching his games are fun. He almost gives me a Haas level feeling these days with like the craziness of the builds he throws out.
Yep. Alright, so we are just going to, oh, actually we're doing second duel tournament as well. Revival and DRG. Man, that's so sick. Oh my god, there's going to be so much GVZ today. I don't even know where to start. So I guess we're going to hop over to a very small commercial break, and after that we'll be right back with whatever series is ready. It might be Revival vs Dongrego. So that means that we also see some Snoot action today.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Alright, stay tuned. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters, and we'll be right back.